Coach, you want to give an opening statement, or you want to fire away?
Yeah, no, I felt like we came out and we fought and we competed. I give a lot of credit to Coach Anderson and Arkansas from the standpoint of their kids also fought and competed, and when they got down 4, I thought the crowd got involved and they really dug their heels in and made it hard for us, and I thought that's where the game was lost, and the game was won for them. Was that 52-48 stretch there? I think it was right before the 8-minute media, maybe somewhere in there. I thought they did a really good job of coming at us. I felt like they attacked offensive glass. We got into a little foul trouble. And they made key shots when they needed to, and that's he's Coach Anderson's got a young team, and they're being tested every day in practice because he's got depth. He's always got depth, and a lot of these young guys are stepping up and making shots in hard games.
Speaking of media timeouts, I think you called one at like 8:20 and 4:20. Was that with the idea that there might be another one under? What's the deal this year on that?
I just didn't want to lose the lead. They were coming at us, and at that time, if I would have got to the media, we might have been down 12 points. I tried to stop the hemorrhaging. When you're bleeding, you got to try to put a tourniquet on to stop the bleeding. That's what I try. I wasn't worried about the media timeout. I was worried about our team, not getting knocked out.
Coach, in that run you're talking about, I guess it was 11-0. Keyshawn Emery-Simpson hit a 3 and a driving basket. He ended up scoring 14 points all in the second half. What'd you think of his playing? Did he surprise you?
No, yeah. I mean, he got his number called, and I felt like he was, that stretch he was a difference maker. He only played 13 minutes, but you score 14 and 13. That's a pretty good number, and I thought he was the difference in that stretch in the game.
He actually scored 14 and 9 in the second half. I mean,
yeah, no, he was everywhere. He did a really good job for them, and we all know how good Gafford is. I've watched him. I felt like we probably underestimated what he was capable of, and he did some good things. And it was so fast, and it's such Arkansas basketball is that. The history of Mike Anderson, wherever he's been, they can put points on you in a hurry, and it's and watching film. I coached against Coach Anderson when I was an assistant at South Alabama, when I was at Kansas State, and when I was at South Carolina. So I've had a taste of what their teams are about, and you can switch people's names on the back, but all those guys look the same, and so when they come in those flurries of runs, it's different dudes, different nights.
You've obviously got an SEC background. Mike's got a young team. They're getting ready to go into SEC play. How do you think that team will do in the SEC?
Well, I think they'll be fine. They don't turn the ball over. Give them credit. They 11 turnovers maybe for you guys may be high, but we're one of the nation's leaders in forcing turnovers, and they took care of the ball, and that's a credit to their point guard and to some of the stuff they do. They're so good at moving the ball. 21 assists. They're so unselfish, and that's the one thing about his teams year in and year out that he don't get enough credit for, is that how well they play offense. Everybody thinks it's just kind of maybe roll the ball. I don't know what people think, but I know this. They move at a speed and a pace, and they share the ball. And anytime you get a team that passes and cuts like they do, that's a credit to him, and they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. When you got a potential first-round draft pick in Daniel Gafford who can go out every night and get you doubles, and then a kid like Joe who's come out of, I guess I'm out of the high major recruiting, so I don't really know. I know he's a freshman, but kid's got an unbelievable jump shot.
And you guys, I think, had cut it back to 6 or something. But Harris, who's obviously a real good ball handler, but he was 2 of 25 on threes, and he nailed that 3 that kind of maybe was the dagger. I mean, what'd you think of that? Because the guy's obviously struggled.
Yeah, no, it kind of was a dagger. He has. That's not what he does. I can't remember the kid that you guys had here a couple years ago. Big time distributor, like 7-to-1 assist turnover rate. Yeah, never shot. Never, but when he made one, it was like, all right, what do you do? And that's kind of like that's the role he's taken on, and I'd be really happy because I thought Jabril Durham was a heck of a point guard here.
Yeah, I was curious what you thought about Isaiah Joe. You mentioned him. I think he'd been struggling with his three a little bit of late. What did you think of him?
We gave him too many open looks. You know, we knew going in that he can shoot it now, and if he makes shots, they're going to be right in the hunt of competing for a upper tier berth. You know, and he needs to make shots, but he's a freshman, and freshmen go through some lulls, and good kids that work hard, they all get in the gym and they'll make shots. And you know, that kid, I'm sure, you know, is a competitor, wants to win. Got in the gym and shot balls, come out and made shots.
That it, everybody? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.